Imagine waking up one morning, stretching your hands, and feeling that familiar pins and needles sensation again. You swing your legs off the bed, and for a split second they feel weak, almost disconnected, like they didn't quite get the memo to start the day. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and here's the part that might surprise you. According to insights attributed to Japan's oldest practicing doctors, some of the simplest, most traditional snacks, things people have eaten quietly for generations, may play a powerful role in supporting nerve comfort, joint strength, and muscle vitality. And many of them are naturally rich in collagen. Today, I want to share 8 collagen-packed snacks that may help ease tingling hands and weak legs, and more importantly, help you understand why they matter and how you can realistically add them into your daily life without turning your routine upside down. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you may look at snacking and aging very differently.
Many people assume that tingling hands and weak legs are simply a normal part of getting older, something unavoidable that just shows up one day and stays forever. But that belief often hides what may really be happening beneath the surface of the body. When sensations like pins and needles, numbness, heaviness, or unexplained weakness appear, most people immediately think about nerves alone or assume it's purely a circulation issue. While nerves and blood flow are absolutely part of the picture, they don't exist in isolation. They are supported, protected, and held in place by connective tissues that rely heavily on collagen, and when that support system starts to break down, the signals traveling through the body can become distorted, delayed, or weakened. This is why tingling hands and weak legs may not always be about damaged nerves, but about the environment those nerves live in. Collagen is often talked about in the context of skin and wrinkles, but that is only a small part of its role. Inside the body, collagen acts like a structural framework. It forms the scaffolding that holds muscles together, cushions joints, stabilizes blood vessels, and surrounds nerves with protective sheaths. When collagen levels decline, those structures can become less resilient. Nerves may become more sensitive to pressure or inflammation. Muscles may lose efficiency and fatigue more quickly. Joints may stiffen, changing the way you move and placing stress on surrounding tissues. Over time, these subtle changes can add up, showing themselves as tingling fingers, weak legs, unstable balance, or a feeling that your body isn't responding the way it used to. As we age, collagen production naturally slows down. Starting as early as our 20s, the body begins producing less collagen each year. By the time many people reach their 40s, 50s, or 60s, this decline can be significant. Add to that modern lifestyle factors like prolonged sitting, repetitive movements, poor posture, chronic stress, and diets low in protein and micronutrients, and the body's connective tissues may struggle to repair themselves. This doesn't mean damage happens overnight. It's usually a gradual process, which is why symptoms often creep in slowly and are easy to dismiss at first. Tingling hands are a good example of how this process can unfold. The nerves that travel from the neck down the arms pass through layers of muscle, fascia, and connective tissue. If those tissues lose elasticity or become inflamed, they can compress or irritate the nerves even without obvious injury. Collagen helps maintain the flexibility and strength of these tissues, allowing nerves to glide smoothly as you move. When collagen support weakens, even everyday actions like typing, holding a phone, or sleeping in one position can lead to nerve irritation that shows up as tingling or numbness. Weak legs can follow a similar pattern. Leg strength isn't just about muscle size or power, it's also about how efficiently muscles contract, how well joints are stabilized, and how clearly nerves communicate signals from the brain. Collagen contributes to the tendons that attach muscles to bones and the ligaments that stabilize joints. When these structures lose integrity, muscles may not transmit force as effectively. You might feel like your legs tire more easily, feel shaky when standing up, or lack the confidence to move the way you once did. Over time, these can affect balance and increase the risk of falls. One of the reasons this issue is often overlooked is because collagen loss doesn't show up clearly on standard medical tests.
Blood work may look normal. Imaging may not reveal obvious damage, yet the person experiencing the symptoms knows something feels off. This disconnect can be frustrating and lead people to feel dismissed or confused. Understanding the role of collagen helps fill in that gap and provides a more complete picture of what may be contributing to these sensations. Another important factor is that collagen doesn't work alone. It interacts closely with muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. When collagen-rich tissues are healthy, they help maintain proper spacing and alignment in the body. This allows blood to flow freely, delivering oxygen and nutrients to nerves and muscles. When connective tissue degrades, that spacing can be compromised. Reduced blood flow and increased mechanical stress can further irritate nerves, creating a cycle where tingling and weakness reinforce each other. In many traditional health perspectives, including those often associated with long-living populations, strength and vitality are viewed as qualities of the whole system rather than individual parts. From this viewpoint, tingling hands and weak legs are signals that the body's support structures need attention. Instead of targeting nerves alone, the focus shifts to nourishing the tissues that protect and sustain them. Collagen becomes central in this conversation because it is one of the primary materials the body uses to maintain internal structure. Modern lifestyles can accelerate collagen breakdown. High sugar intake can damage collagen fibers through a process called glycation, making tissues stiffer and less functional. Chronic inflammation can interfere with collagen repair. Lack of movement reduces stimulation to connective tissues, signaling the body that less maintenance is needed. Over time, these factors may contribute to the very symptoms people attribute solely to aging. What makes this perspective empowering is that collagen decline is not entirely beyond influence. While aging is inevitable, the rate at which connective tissues weaken can be affected by nutrition, movement, and daily habits. When people begin to support collagen production and maintenance, they often notice changes that go beyond appearance. Improved joint comfort, better stability, reduced stiffness, and calmer nerve sensations can all be part of the picture. Tingling may become less frequent or intense. Legs may feel more reliable and responsive. It's also worth noting that collagen supports the myelin sheath, the protective coating around nerves that helps signals travel efficiently. When this sheath is compromised, nerve signals can become erratic, contributing to sensations like tingling, burning, or numbness. While collagen is not the only factor involved in myelin health, it plays a role in maintaining the overall environment that allows nerves to function properly. Supporting collagen, therefore, may indirectly support nerve signal clarity. Many people focus exclusively on muscle strength when addressing weak legs, turning immediately to heavy exercise or supplements. While strength training can be beneficial, it may not fully address the issue if the underlying connective tissue support is lacking. In some cases, pushing muscles without adequate tissue support can even worsen discomfort. This is why a more balanced approach that includes nourishing connective tissue can be especially important for long-term improvement. Understanding tingling hands and weak legs through the lens of collagen also changes the timeline of expectations. Instead of looking for instant relief, the focus shifts to gradual improvement. Collagen-rich tissues take time to rebuild and adapt. Changes may be subtle at first, like feeling slightly steadier when standing up or noticing less stiffness in the morning. Over weeks and months, these small improvements can accumulate into meaningful changes in comfort and mobility. This perspective also helps explain why some people feel better when they make dietary changes that seem unrelated to nerves. Increasing protein intake, consuming collagen-rich foods, and ensuring adequate vitamin C can support the body's ability to maintain connective tissue. When these tissues are healthier, nerves and muscles can function more smoothly, reducing the likelihood of abnormal sensations and weakness. Ultimately, seeing tingling hands and weak legs as potential signs of declining collagen and connective tissue support reframes the issue from one of inevitable decline to one of maintenance and care. It invites a broader, more compassionate view of the body, recognizing that symptoms are messages rather than failures. When those messages are listened to and addressed through supportive habits, the body often responds in ways that feel stabilizing, reassuring, and quietly strengthening over time, allowing people to reconnect with movement, confidence, and comfort in their daily lives without feeling trapped by the idea that aging alone has decided their future.
Traditional Japanese eating habits offer a very different way of thinking about food, especially when it comes to aging, strength, and daily nourishment. Instead of focusing on large meals or dramatic dietary changes, there is a long-standing emphasis on small, purposeful portions eaten consistently over time. This approach is especially clear when looking at collagen-rich snacks, which have quietly been part of everyday life for generations. These foods were never labeled as superfoods or marketed for health benefits. They were simply part of normal eating patterns, passed down because people noticed how their bodies felt when they ate them regularly. In many Japanese households, snacks are not random or purely indulgent. They are often extensions of meals, meant to support the body between main eating times. Collagen-rich snacks fit perfectly into this philosophy. Bone broth, for example, is not always consumed as a full soup. It may be sipped in small cups throughout the day, warm and comforting, almost like tea. This gentle, frequent intake allows the body to continuously receive amino acids without overwhelming digestion. Over time, this steady supply may support joints, muscles, and connective tissues more effectively than large, infrequent doses. Fish plays a central role in Japanese cuisine, and with it comes an appreciation for parts of the fish that are often discarded elsewhere. Fish skin, bones, and cartilage are commonly eaten, not wasted. Dried fish snacks, grilled fish skin, and small whole fish consumed with bones intact provide natural sources of marine collagen. These snacks are often eaten casually, perhaps while chatting or relaxing, without much thought given to their nutritional content. Yet over decades, this habit may contribute to the resilience and mobility observed in older generations. Gelatin-based foods also appear frequently in traditional Japanese diets, particularly in the form of simple sweets. Unlike highly processed desserts, these treats are often lightly sweetened and made from animal-derived gelatin, which comes directly from collagen. They are enjoyed in moderation, not as daily indulgences, but as occasional snacks that still provide structural proteins. Because these gelatin foods are easy to digest, they are especially suitable for older individuals whose digestion may be more sensitive. Another important aspect of these eating habits is preparation. Collagen-rich foods are typically slow-cooked, simmered, or gently dried. Pork tendons, chicken skin, and fish heads are cooked for long periods until tender. This process breaks down collagen into forms that are easier for the body to absorb. The act of slow cooking itself reflects a mindset of patience and care, both in the kitchen and in health. There is no rush, no expectation of immediate results, only trust that consistent nourishment will do its work over time. Small dried shrimp and tiny fish snacks are another example of how collagen enters the diet in subtle ways. These foods are often eaten between meals or sprinkled over rice, adding texture and flavor, while also providing protein, minerals, and connective tissue components. Because they are eaten in small amounts, they don't feel heavy or excessive. This aligns with the broader Japanese principle of hara hachibu, or eating until about 80% full, which helps prevent strain on the digestive system and supports long-term health. What stands out in these habits is the absence of obsession. People are not counting grams of protein or tracking collagen intake. They are simply eating foods that have been part of their culture for centuries. This relaxed relationship with food may itself contribute to better digestion and nutrient absorption. Stress and anxiety around eating can interfere with the body's ability to use nutrients effectively. So a calm, enjoyable approach may enhance the benefits of collagen-rich foods. Another key element is balance. Collagen-rich snacks are rarely eaten alone. They are often paired with vegetables, seaweed, fermented foods, or citrus elements that provide vitamin C and other nutrients necessary for collagen synthesis.
Pickled vegetables, for example, are common accompaniments that add both flavor and functional support. Seaweed provides minerals that help maintain tissue health. This natural pairing ensures that collagen intake is supported by the nutrients needed to make use of it. The consistency of these habits cannot be overstated. Rather than relying on supplements taken sporadically, traditional Japanese diets provide collagen in small doses every day. This steady intake may be more effective for long-term tissue maintenance than large, occasional amounts. The body thrives on regular signals that resources are available for repair and upkeep. Daily collagen-rich snacks provide that signal gently and reliably. There is also a social aspect to these eating patterns. Many collagen-rich snacks are shared during family meals or social gatherings. Eating together reinforces habits and makes them enjoyable rather than burdensome. This communal approach may help maintain consistency over a lifetime. When food is part of culture and connection, it is easier to sustain healthy choices without feeling deprived or restricted. It's important to recognize that these habits developed in a context of active daily living. Traditional Japanese lifestyles often include walking, gardening, and light physical activity well into old age. Collagen-rich snacks support bodies that are being used regularly, not sedentary ones. Movement stimulates connective tissue, encouraging the body to maintain and repair it. Food and movement work together, each enhancing the effects of the other. Modern diets often separate snacking from nourishment, treating snacks as empty calories meant to satisfy cravings rather than support health. Traditional Japanese collagen-rich snacks challenge this idea. They show that snacks can be functional, intentional, and beneficial without being excessive. This shift in perspective can be powerful for anyone looking to improve mobility and comfort as they age. Adapting these habits does not require adopting an entirely new cuisine. The principle is what matters. Choosing snacks that provide structural support to the body, eating them consistently in small portions, and pairing them with supportive nutrients can be applied in many cultural contexts. The Japanese example simply offers a clear illustration of how this approach can look in practice. Another subtle but important factor is timing. Collagen-rich snacks are often eaten between meals or in the evening, times when the body may be shifting into repair mode. Providing amino acids during these windows may support tissue maintenance overnight. Warm broths in the evening, for instance, are soothing and may promote relaxation while also delivering nutrients. Over time, these habits create a foundation rather than a fix. People who grow up eating this way may never think of collagen as something they need to supplement because their bodies have been supported all along. This may help explain why many older Japanese individuals maintain mobility and independence longer than expected. Their bodies have been receiving the building blocks for connective tissue maintenance consistently for decades. The simplicity of these snacks is also worth noting. They are not complicated recipes requiring special equipment or rare ingredients. Bone broth, dried fish, gelatin desserts, and simmered tendons are humble foods. Their power lies not in novelty, but in repetition. This simplicity makes the habits accessible and sustainable. When looking at tingling hands and weak legs through this lens, the role of these traditional snacks becomes clearer. They are not cures, but they may help create an internal environment where nerves, muscles, and joints are better supported. Over time, this support may reduce stress on nerves and improve muscle function, contributing to greater comfort and stability. Perhaps the most valuable lesson from traditional Japanese eating habits is patience. Results are not expected in days or weeks, but over months and years. This long-term view can be challenging in a world accustomed to quick solutions, but it aligns more closely with how the body actually works. Connective tissue renews slowly. Supporting it requires commitment rather than urgency. By embracing the idea of collagen-rich snacks as part of a daily routine rather than a special intervention, people may find it easier to stay consistent.
Small changes, repeated daily, often have a greater impact than dramatic changes that are difficult to maintain. This quiet, steady approach reflects the wisdom embedded in traditional diets and offers a practical path for supporting strength and mobility as life moves forward.
Collagen plays a far deeper role in the body than most people realize, especially when it comes to joints, muscles, and the complex network of nerves that allows movement and sensation to feel smooth and controlled. When people experience stiffness, weakness, or strange nerve sensations like tingling or numbness, the immediate assumption is often that something is wrong with the muscles themselves or with the nerves alone. What is less commonly discussed is that both muscles and nerves rely heavily on collagen-rich structures to function properly. Without adequate collagen support, even perfectly healthy muscles and nerves may struggle to do their jobs efficiently. In the joints, collagen acts as a stabilizing and cushioning element. It is a major component of cartilage, ligaments, and tendons, all of which help joints move smoothly and safely. When collagen levels are adequate, joints can absorb mean stress and distribute force evenly during movement. This protects surrounding tissues and allows muscles to work without excessive strain. As collagen declines, cartilage may thin, ligaments may lose elasticity, and joints may become less stable. This instability can subtly alter movement patterns, forcing muscles to compensate and nerves to work harder to coordinate motion. Over time, this increased demand may contribute to fatigue, discomfort, and reduced mobility. Muscles themselves also depend on collagen, not just for attachment to bones, but for internal structure. Within muscles, collagen forms a supportive framework that keeps muscle fibers aligned and allows them to contract efficiently. When this framework weakens, muscles may lose some of their strength and responsiveness, even if muscle mass remains relatively unchanged. This can explain why some people feel weaker without obvious muscle loss. The muscles are still there, but their internal support system is compromised, reducing their ability to generate and transmit force effectively. Nerves are perhaps the most overlooked beneficiaries of collagen support. Nerves are not floating freely in the body. They are surrounded by layers of connective tissue that protect them and allow them to glide smoothly as the body moves. Collagen is a key component of these protective layers. When collagen-rich tissues are healthy, nerves are less likely to be compressed, irritated, or inflamed. This smooth environment helps nerve signals travel clearly from the brain to the muscles and back again. When collagen support weakens, nerves may become more sensitive to pressure, leading to sensations like tingling, burning, or numbness. Another important role of collagen is its contribution to the myelin sheath, the insulating layer around nerves that helps electrical signals travel quickly and accurately. While myelin is made primarily of fats and proteins, the surrounding connective tissue environment influences its health and stability. A supportive collagen matrix helps maintain proper spacing and nourishment for nerve fibers. When this environment deteriorates, nerve signaling may slow or become erratic, which can manifest as weakness, delayed reactions, or abnormal sensations in the hands and legs. The interaction between joints, muscles, and nerves is constant and dynamic. Every movement requires precise coordination between these systems. Collagen acts as a unifying material that allows this coordination to happen smoothly. When collagen levels are sufficient, movements feel fluid and controlled. When they are not, the body may feel stiff, shaky, or unreliable. This is why collagen support can influence overall mobility and comfort in ways that go beyond any single symptom. Inflammation is another area where collagen plays a quiet but important role. Healthy connective tissue helps limit unnecessary friction and stress within joints and around nerves. When collagen breaks down, tissues may become more prone to micro-injuries and inflammation. Inflammation can irritate nerves, amplify pain signals, and interfere with muscle contraction.
Over time, chronic low-grade inflammation may contribute to persistent tingling and weakness. Supporting collagen may help maintain tissue integrity and reduce the likelihood of this inflammatory cycle. Blood vessels also rely on collagen for strength and flexibility. Adequate blood flow is essential for nerve and muscle health, as it delivers oxygen and nutrients while removing waste products. When blood vessel walls lose collagen support, circulation may become less efficient, particularly in the extremities like the hands and legs. Reduced circulation can worsen nerve sensations and contribute to muscle fatigue. By supporting collagen, the body may better maintain healthy blood flow, indirectly benefiting nerve and muscle function. One reason collagen support is so important for long-term mobility is that connective tissue renews more slowly than muscle tissue. Muscles can adapt relatively quickly to exercise and nutrition, but tendons, ligaments, and cartilage take much longer to repair and strengthen. If collagen intake and synthesis are inadequate, these tissues may fall behind in maintenance, even in active individuals. Over time, this imbalance can lead to joint discomfort, muscle weakness, and nerve irritation, despite regular movement. The effects of collagen support are often subtle and cumulative. People may not notice dramatic changes overnight, but over weeks and months, they may feel more stable, less stiff, and more confident in their movements. Tingling sensations may become less frequent or intense as nerves experience less mechanical stress. Legs may feel stronger and more responsive as muscles regain efficient force transmission. These changes reflect improved harmony between joints, muscles, and nerves, rather than isolated improvements in any single area. It is also important to recognize that collagen works best as part of a broader nutritional context. The body requires adequate protein, vitamin C, and various minerals to synthesize and maintain collagen. When these nutrients are present, collagen-rich foods can more effectively support tissue health. Without them, even high collagen intake may not yield optimal results. This interconnectedness reinforces the idea that supporting mobility and nerve comfort requires a holistic approach rather than a single solution. Lifestyle factors further influence how collagen affects joints, muscles, and nerves. Regular movement stimulates connective tissue, signaling the body to maintain and repair it. Gentle, varied movements help keep collagen fibers aligned and flexible. In contrast, prolonged inactivity or repetitive strain without adequate recovery can accelerate collagen breakdown. Supporting collagen nutritionally, while also encouraging healthy movement patterns, creates a more favorable environment for long-term function. Stress also plays a role in connective tissue health. Chronic stress can increase inflammation and interfere with repair processes. When the body is under constant stress, collagen maintenance may be deprioritized in favor of more immediate survival needs. Over time, this can contribute to the gradual decline in tissue integrity that manifests as stiffness, weakness, and nerve discomfort. Addressing stress through lifestyle changes may enhance the benefits of collagen support. Understanding collagen as a foundational element for joints, muscles, and nerves helps shift the focus from treating symptoms to supporting structure. Tingling hands and weak legs are often signs that the body's support systems need attention. By nourishing these systems, it may be possible to improve comfort and function without relying solely on symptom-targeting interventions. This approach emphasizes resilience rather than repair alone. The body is remarkably adaptive when given the right resources. Connective tissues can respond to improved nutrition and movement even later in life. While aging does bring changes, it does not eliminate the body's capacity for maintenance and adaptation. Supporting collagen helps preserve this capacity, allowing joints to move smoothly, muscles to work efficiently, and nerves to communicate clearly. Over time, this structural support can translate into greater confidence in daily activities. Simple actions like walking, standing, gripping objects, or maintaining balance may feel easier and more natural. This ease reduces the mental and physical strain associated with movement, further supporting overall well-being. The benefits extend beyond physical comfort, influencing independence and quality of life. By recognizing collagen as a central player in joint stability, muscle efficiency, and nerve health, it becomes easier to understand why its decline may contribute to tingling hands and weak legs. Rather than viewing these symptoms as isolated problems, they can be seen as signals of a system that needs reinforcement. Supporting collagen helps strengthen the connections that allow the body to function as an integrated whole, promoting smoother movement, calmer nerve signals, and a sense of stability that supports everyday life.
Collagen is often talked about as if it works in isolation, as though simply consuming it automatically leads to stronger joints, calmer nerves, and better mobility. But the reality inside the body is far more interconnected. Collagen is only as effective as the environment it is placed into, and that environment depends heavily on other nutrients, daily movement, and circulation. Without these supporting factors, collagen may pass through the body without being fully utilized, which is why some people say they tried collagen and felt no difference. The issue is rarely collagen itself, but whether the body has what it needs to use it properly. One of the most critical supporting nutrients for collagen is vitamin C. Vitamin C plays a direct role in collagen synthesis, meaning the body literally cannot build or repair collagen fibers without it. Even if someone consumes collagen-rich foods regularly, a deficiency in vitamin C can limit how much of that collagen becomes functional tissue. In traditional diets that emphasize collagen-rich foods, vitamin C often appears naturally alongside them through vegetables, citrus, fermented foods, and seaweed. This pairing was not accidental, even if it was not explained scientifically at the time. Over generations, people noticed that certain combinations supported strength and recovery better than others. Minerals are another essential part of this equation. Zinc, copper, magnesium, and manganese all contribute to connective tissue maintenance and repair. These minerals help activate enzymes involved in collagen formation and tissue remodeling. Without them, collagen fibers may form weakly or break down more easily. Traditional food combinations often include mineral-rich components such as seaweed, small fish eaten with bones, shellfish, and fermented foods. These foods quietly provide the raw materials needed for collagen to do its job effectively. Protein intake as a whole also matters. While collagen provides specific amino acids like glycine and proline, the body still requires a full range of amino acids to maintain muscles and connective tissues. When overall protein intake is too low, the body may prioritize essential functions over maintenance, leaving joints, muscles, and nerves under-supported. This can contribute to weakness and discomfort even when collagen is present. Balanced meals and snacks help ensure that collagen fits into a broader nutritional framework rather than acting alone. Hydration is another often overlooked factor. Connective tissues rely on water to maintain elasticity and shock absorption. Dehydrated tissues are more prone to stiffness and irritation, which can affect nerves and muscles alike. Collagen fibers function best when they are well hydrated, allowing them to stretch and return to shape smoothly. Regular fluid intake supports circulation and nutrient delivery, enhancing the overall effectiveness of collagen support. Movement plays an equally important role in how collagen functions in the body. Connective tissue responds to mechanical stimulation. When you move, walk, stretch, and change positions, you signal your body to maintain and strengthen collagen fibers along lines of stress. This keeps tissues aligned, flexible, and resilient. Without movement, collagen fibers can become disorganized and stiff, reducing their ability to support joints and nerves. This is why a sedentary lifestyle can undermine even the best nutritional efforts.
Gentle daily movement is often more beneficial for connective tissue than intense sporadic exercise. Activities like walking, light stretching, balance exercises, and slow strength training encourage blood flow and tissue nourishment without excessive strain. Traditional cultures often incorporate movement naturally into daily life rather than treating it as a separate workout. This consistent stimulation supports collagen maintenance and helps prevent the gradual weakening that leads to stiffness and instability. Circulation ties all of these factors together. Blood flow delivers oxygen, nutrients, and signaling molecules to tissues while removing waste products that can contribute to inflammation. Poor circulation can deprive nerves and muscles of the resources they need to function properly, even when nutrition is adequate. Tingling hands and weak legs are often associated with reduced circulation, particularly in the extremities. Supporting circulation through movement, hydration, and balanced nutrition enhances the benefits of collagen by ensuring it reaches the tissues that need it most. Posture and body alignment also influence how collagen functions. Poor posture can place uneven stress on connective tissues, leading to localized breakdown and nerve compression. Over time, this can contribute to chronic tingling or weakness. Improving posture and ergonomics reduces unnecessary strain and allows collagen-rich tissues to support the body more evenly. This creates a more favorable environment for nerve signaling and muscle coordination. Inflammation is another key factor that can interfere with collagen effectiveness. Chronic low-grade inflammation can accelerate collagen breakdown and impair tissue repair. Diets high in processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats may contribute to this inflammatory state. In contrast, traditional diets that emphasize whole foods, fermented ingredients, and balanced macronutrients tend to support a calmer internal environment. Reducing inflammation helps preserve collagen integrity and protect nerves from irritation. Sleep plays a surprisingly important role in collagen support. Tissue repair and regeneration occur primarily during deep sleep. Hormones involved in growth and maintenance are released during this time, supporting collagen synthesis and repair. Poor sleep can disrupt these processes, slowing recovery and contributing to tissue breakdown. People experiencing tingling and weakness often underestimate the impact of sleep quality on their symptoms. Supporting restful sleep enhances the body's ability to use collagen effectively. Stress management is another piece of the puzzle. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels, which can interfere with tissue repair and increase inflammation. Over time, this hormonal imbalance may weaken connective tissues and exacerbate nerve discomfort. Practices that reduce stress, such as mindful breathing, gentle movement, and regular routines, support the body's capacity to maintain collagen and overall structural health. The interaction between collagen, nutrients, movement, and circulation highlights why a single supplement or food rarely solves complex symptoms on its own. Tingling hands and weak legs often reflect multiple overlapping factors. Addressing only one aspect may lead to limited or temporary improvement. When collagen intake is combined with supportive nutrients, regular movement, and healthy circulation, the effects are more likely to be noticeable and sustainable. This integrated approach also explains why traditional lifestyles often produce better long-term outcomes than modern quick fixes. Instead of isolating nutrients, traditional practices support the whole system. Collagen-rich foods are eaten alongside vegetables, minerals, and fermented ingredients. Movement is built into daily life. Rest and routine are valued. Together, these elements create an internal environment where collagen can fulfill its role effectively. For people seeking to improve mobility and nerve comfort, this perspective encourages patience and consistency. Supporting collagen is not about chasing immediate results, but about gradually strengthening the body's foundations. Small daily habits, repeated over time, can create meaningful change.
Improved circulation, better tissue resilience, and calmer nerve signals often emerge quietly rather than dramatically. When collagen is supported by the right nutrients and lifestyle factors, its benefits extend beyond joints and muscles. People may notice improved balance, smoother movement, and greater confidence in daily activities. Tingling sensations may become less disruptive as nerves experience less mechanical stress and better nourishment. Weakness may give way to a sense of stability as muscles and connective tissues work together more efficiently. Ultimately, collagen functions best not as a standalone solution, but as part of a larger system that includes nutrition, movement, circulation, rest, and stress balance. When these elements align, the body is better equipped to maintain its structure and function over time. This holistic support may help explain why certain traditional approaches appear to support strength and comfort well into old age, and why addressing tingling hands and weak legs often requires looking beyond isolated interventions towards the full picture of how the body is nourished and cared for each day.
One of the most important lessons that emerges when looking at long-term strength, mobility, and nerve comfort is that consistency matters far more than intensity or speed. In a world that constantly promotes quick fixes, dramatic transformations, and overnight results, it can be difficult to accept that the body simply does not work that way. Connective tissues, nerves, and muscles respond slowly to nourishment and care. They adapt over time in response to repeated signals that resources are available and stress is manageable. This is why long-term consistency, simple preparation, and mindful habits often outperform aggressive interventions or short-term efforts. Collagen-rich foods are a perfect example of this principle. Eating a large amount once in a while is unlikely to create meaningful change. Connective tissues require a steady supply of building blocks over time. When collagen is consumed regularly in small portions, the body receives a consistent message that it can invest in maintenance and repair. This gentle repetition allows tissues to gradually strengthen and stabilize. People who rely on occasional bursts of effort may become discouraged when results do not appear quickly, while those who adopt quiet daily habits often notice subtle improvements that build month after month. Simple preparation plays an equally important role. Traditional approaches rarely rely on complicated recipes or highly processed products. Slow simmering, gentle grilling, drying, and basic seasoning are common methods. These preparations make collagen easier to digest and integrate into the body's existing systems. Simplicity also makes habits easier to maintain. When food preparation feels manageable, it is more likely to become a routine rather than a chore. Over time, this ease supports consistency without requiring constant motivation. Mindful snacking is another key factor. Snacks are often treated as indulgences or distractions, consumed without attention or purpose. When snacks are chosen intentionally to support the body, they become part of a larger pattern of care. A small cup of broth, a piece of fish with skin, or a modest collagen-rich dish eaten calmly can support tissues without overwhelming digestion. Mindfulness encourages awareness of how the body responds, making it easier to adjust habits based on personal experience rather than external rules. This mindful approach also helps prevent overconsumption. Eating large amounts in the hope of faster results can place unnecessary strain on digestion and may even lead to discomfort. Traditional patterns emphasize moderation and listening to the body. Feeling satisfied rather than full allows energy to be directed toward repair and maintenance instead of digestion. Over time, this balance supports better nutrient absorption and overall comfort. Another reason consistency matters is that connective tissue responds slowly by design. Tendons, ligaments, cartilage, and nerve sheaths renew at a much slower rate than muscle tissue. This means improvements may not be obvious in the short term. People may feel discouraged after a few weeks if they expect dramatic change. Understanding the slow nature of tissue adaptation helps set realistic expectations and encourages patience. Subtle changes, such as slightly improved balance or reduced morning stiffness, often precede more noticeable improvements. Long-term habits also support resilience. When the body receives steady nourishment and care, it is better equipped to handle stress, illness, or temporary setbacks. Missing a day or two does not derail progress because the foundation is strong. In contrast, approaches based on extremes can leave the body vulnerable when routines are disrupted. Consistency creates a buffer that supports stability over time. Simple routines are easier to integrate into daily life. Drinking broth at a certain time each day, adding collagen-rich foods to familiar meals, or choosing traditional snacks requires less mental effort than constantly planning new strategies. Reducing decision fatigue makes it more likely that habits will stick. Over months and years, this ease translates into sustained support for joints, muscles, and nerves. Mindful habits also extend beyond food. Gentle daily movement, regular sleep patterns, and stress management all reinforce the benefits of nutritional support. These habits work together, creating a rhythm that supports tissue maintenance. When life becomes busy or stressful, returning to simple routines can help maintain balance. This adaptability is a hallmark of sustainable health practices. Another important aspect of long-term consistency is trust in the process. People who adopt quiet daily habits often do so without constant measurement or comparison. They pay attention to how they feel rather than chasing external benchmarks. This internal focus reduces pressure and encourages a more compassionate relationship with the body. Over time, this mindset supports healthier choices naturally rather than through force. The contrast between quick fixes and long-term habits becomes especially clear when addressing tingling hands and weak legs. These symptoms often develop gradually and reflect cumulative stress on tissues. Expecting them to disappear instantly ignores the time it took for them to develop. Supporting recovery requires acknowledging that reversal also takes time. Consistent habits provide the environment needed for gradual improvement. Another benefit of simple, consistent habits is their accessibility. They do not require specialized equipment, expensive products, or extreme schedules. This makes them more inclusive and realistic for people of different ages and circumstances. When habits are accessible, they are more likely to be maintained, reinforcing their effectiveness. Mindful preparation also encourages connection with food. Preparing collagen-rich foods slowly and intentionally can become a calming ritual rather than a task. This positive association supports emotional well-being, which in turn influences physical health. Stress reduction enhances digestion, circulation, and tissue repair, amplifying the benefits of consistent nourishment. Over time, these habits can reshape how people think about health. Instead of viewing the body as something that needs to be fixed, it becomes something to be supported. This shift reduces frustration and fosters patience. Small daily actions gain meaning as part of a larger pattern of care. Consistency also allows the body to adapt efficiently. Regular signals of nourishment and movement help the body allocate resources appropriately. Muscles, joints, and nerves learn that maintenance is a priority, leading to improved function. Sporadic efforts send mixed signals, making adaptation less efficient. The cumulative effect of these habits can be profound. What begins as a simple change, such as adding a collagen-rich snack each day, can lead to broader lifestyle adjustments. Increased awareness may encourage better posture, more movement, or improved sleep. Each change reinforces the others, creating a positive cycle. Importantly, this approach respects individuality. Not everyone responds the same way or at the same pace. Consistent habits allow for personalization over time. Adjustments can be made based on how the body feels without abandoning the overall pattern. This flexibility supports long-term success. Ultimately, long-term consistency, simple preparation, and mindful habits create a foundation rather than a temporary solution. They align with the body's natural rhythms and capacity for adaptation. By focusing on daily care rather than dramatic intervention, people may find that strength, stability, and comfort improve quietly over time. Tingling sensations may fade into the background. Weakness may give way to confidence. These changes emerge not from urgency, but from patience and trust in the steady accumulation of supportive choices made day after day over years, allowing the body to regain balance and resilience through consistent nourishment, movement, and attention to its needs.